See this one about the pulling tractor? 7 hours. Have I ever seen an engine make one piston?
Blackout.
Cedar Falls, Iowa. Diesel pickup, probably one of the most popular classes nationwide. A lot of different rules, but
yeah, I'm just gonna start with videos. What'd you say?
Rules.
Oh, there's
8,500
a
pounds, 2.8 turbo. Great.
Haven't opened it yet.
Little bit of bounce right there on the end of chatter. You really call that a chatter. You don't like a chatter in a four-wheel drive pickup, but the man's going to get a distance.
David Whelan shoots for them.
Not a bad way to start this
He
class
shoots
off.
tractor pulls for them.
And these trucks are just about
But I mean,
driving
like if you were like
slide
wanting to show Mackenzie what we want to become, then
You
bang
don't
shift
want to
from
blow
me.
the tires off. You
I
want
like
to
what
slide
they've done
into that
here.
clutch. Pretty good pull. Let's go down to Rick Carlson and see what Danny had to say about it.
Hey,
Danny
choo
started
choo.
things off with a 333 is the number
quiet.
now. Oh, I don't know. There's some tough competitors back there, but I think it'll hold. It had a good run. No, guess we'll see what happens. Being the first cook is never any fun. Sometimes it works, sometimes it don't.
And that'll bring up Brent Jarecki. He drives off again.
Off again. Don't know where he gets the name. It don't make no difference. Ooh. Well, I guarantee it's going to be off again to the garage because something come loose from underneath there. Look right under that right tire. There's a lot of water. You seen the flagman take a look at it. Watch real close right underneath that right tire. He brings the boost up on the turbo. Slides the clutch. Boom. A lot of liquid. I don't see no shrapnel.
Looks nice in here, Doug. Thanks,
We're
buddy.
going back to the pit area with that one. That's going to cost him in part, and it's going to cost him by not winning the class.
Our next puller is Daryl Petrilka. He's out of Lincoln, Nebraska. Pocket change, he calls it.
There's more than pocket change in these things. I'm here to tell you that. Listen to that motor. Getting more RPM all the way. He probably would like to have a little RPM a lot faster than he did. Took a little too long to get there. A lot of smoke. He had the power and smoke, but he only goes 283 and 15.
Hold steady, Doug.
Dave, all the way down at the end of the track. This is what the drivers are shooting for.
Yeah, the camera marks the spot. Look at that smoke. You'd like to see that smoke going a little higher in the air. They need more pressure, need more horsepower. Burns it in at that mark right there. Now, a little bit more of a straight-on shot. Watch his tires. He stays pretty level. Got a little bit of a jerk on the start line. But from that point on, all the pocket change needs is a little more pocket change by one or two more ponies under the hood.
And a very stock look inside of this truck. Inline only. This is Scott Marcus.
Very stock-looking Dodge truck. Oh, man, did he get aggressive on the line. He tried to get a hole shot. That motor's having to recover from it. Now we're spinning and grinning. Flagman's waiting on him down at the other end. Got a distance of 324.77. That'll move him into second place. But coming off the line, he just slowed the tires a little bit. That truck had to recover.
It is just a little bit too aggressive on the launch, and that's easy to do.
It is for a fact. This man's going to be talking to Rick Carlson down on trackside. Let's see what he had to say about his takeoff.
God, it looked good early. It just fell a little short.
Yeah, I just didn't want to get all over the track there taking off. I could just feel it
Four.
hooking and unhooking.
I'm gonna send you a Zoom link.
Just didn't get it.
You ever done Zoom before?
I don't think, maybe.
Okay. When you get that link, click on it.
Our next puller
Just,
is
you'll be fine. It just opens up a box.
He calls his
I'll send it to
truck
her
the
too.
hard way.
Well, he don't want to do it the hard way. He wants to do it the easy way. But
It's just a link you go to, Doug, and then I'll be the host and I'll let everybody in. I'll do it from Janesville.
Good exhaust pressure. Smooth run. Nice looking. Oh, I think we broke the roundy round rod or something. The way it went down right there, I think we broke a little something underneath the driveline, Claude.
How many horsepower are these guys running here, Dave?
You're going to be up over 1,000, somewhere in that neighborhood. You come in with a distance of 306 and 12. Front end started chattering right there, and he might have felt the chatter and hit the clutch. It's a little hard to tell. Let's see if we can pick up something on this run right here. A lot of ribbons coming off the tires. He had a hold of the track, because I can see that kind of dirt. Listen right here. A little hard to tell. I ain't too sure he just didn't hit the clutch.
Checking out the leaderboard, Danny Marlowe, our first puller, predicted he would keep the lead.
It's gonna be fun to go
So
tractor
far,
pulling again
so
someday.
good. And when we come back, Ryan Stahl will be the next puller. Diesel 4x4s. The Chevrolets will go gunning for the Dodgers. More black smoke coming up.
So when this thing tells me it needs to do an update, just let them do it.
Make sure you've closed down like all your programs, Doug, that you wanna
Agency 212. We don't.
Fours coming at you. Here's Ryan Stahl.
yeah, like
He's out of Claremont.
because typically it'll
Missouri.
shut down, Doug.
Ah, the Missouri
It'll, like,
boys
restart
come to
the
battle,
loop.
and Chevrolet they drive. Spooled up. Could have spooled that motor up a little bit tighter. You hear that motor just working hard. Dick, get it in there. He's close. Woo, did he hit a high RPM? But listen to this, 330 feet even. He goes to number 2. He made this truck work.
Open your world to nature with Burt's Bees toothpaste. Good for your smile, good for the world.
All the way from the line all the way down.
And Dave, you mentioned this. The idea is to spool up the turbo. You don't just slam it down.
Now, you can't hammer these things. You got to bring that turbo up to speed. That he was shooting, running, and gunning.
Coming up next is Chris Barton in a good-looking 2003 Chevy Duramax.
Out of St. Joe, Missouri. Man actually works as a parts man in a John Deere store. Riding that right-hand side off of close. Calls the truck all too risky. He's one of our true professionals defending 2014 points champion. Burns it in there. He goes 4th place, and he should have got 3rd. He's 7/100ths of a foot short of 4th place. It kind of pulled him on the right side there a little bit.
Man, oh, so close. So the track got a hold of him and pulled him over to the right.
Well, he knew where the power was, but that hard spot, you've seen when those front tires hit that hard spot at the end of the track, went to bounce it. Let's go to Rick Carlson.
Chris, what did the track have? It was a little tougher than I thought it was going to be. I thought it'd be a little bit smoother, but it started sucking me to the right side. I want to try to, go straight and start sucking the right side and didn't bring it back.
Jesse Netterick coming up next. He calls his truck It's Only Money, and it gives me the idea he's probably spent a lot of that.
He probably has. Everybody sees that name on the front of the truck. That's just kind of a commercial for one of the sponsors. But the name of the truck, It's Only Money. Out of Falls City, Nebraska. Another town that sports one of our outlaw bulls. Oh, get down and burn. Dig it in. You love that power of that motor. We got a new leader at 336 and 93 right off the bat. He looks good coming off the line.
Well, Netterick is letting it rip here. Dave, tell me about the tire pressure on the front tires.
It always looks like they don't have as much tire pressure, but all the weight's up on the front end, and that's how a four-wheel drive pickup works. You let the weight of the sled give you traction on the rear axle, and you stick
Talk about
weight up
Mike
on
Boyd and the Winged Express again. Just absolutely horrible.
This is probably one of the smoothest runs down the track from start to finish as we've had in this class here today. It tried to bounce a little bit right there, but it settled right back out, and it took him to the lead.
And our next puller is Dylan Lemke. The mark to beat now, 336 feet.
Yeah, there's the man holding the spot. He knows he's got one gunning at him right here. The top priority out of Adams, Nebraska. Dancing just a little bit, but it leveled out. The smoke pressure not going as high up in the air. Hits that one spot, pulled him down. The motor pulls down. He goes 313 and 40, coming up about 23 feet short.
Just did not get the job done. You think he ran out of horsepower here?
I'm thinking he's just a little shy on ponies a little bit. Because here again, you talk about the pressure of the smoke coming out of the exhaust pipe, pushing it up in the air, plus a smooth run, just run out of ponies at the big end.
Final results, it's Dodge in first and second place. Danny Marlowe in second place predicted he would take it all. He just about did.
Jesse, it held up. You got the win. Yeah, anytime I can drive the truck back to the trailer without picking up parts off the track, that's a win to me. So.
Well, whether you be in the light limited modifieds or whether you be in a 4x4 truck, anytime you drive it off the track, you're a winner.
Get it
Do a scratch with Outlawed done good here today.
And then we'll put a wrap on it today from Wisner, Nebraska. Now for Rick Carl.
The top runner in the state of Texas. Going to show these northern boys how they pull down south. Straight. And the motor working. I bet he takes it, and I bet we're underway. 3:03 and 49, spinning and grinning.
Hard to turn down a pull that goes 303 feet. Look at this. Pretty straight, true, right down the center.
Hey, we ain't going to throw rocks at that pull, that's for a fact. The diesel pickup class is the fastest growing pulling class in the United States.
In the heart of the Midwest, there's a band of modern-day marauders. Mounted atop their beasts, they line up to throw down. They are outlaws.
Welcome to the Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Series from Wisner, Nebraska. It's Thunder by the River. Hello, everyone. I'm Claude Wood along with Dave Bennett and Rick Carlson, and we'll be bringing you all the exciting diesel 4x4, pro stock semis, and the super farm class. Right now, let's deal with diesel 4x4s. This is Dylan Lemke out of Adams, Nebraska. Calls his truck Lights Out.
I love the name Lights Out, as that this black smoke flies, and we are pulling at night here in Wisner, Nebraska, and it is pretty much does turn the lights out. Good it over that right side, a good smooth pull. Hey, it looks to me like you're going to do really good, new leader at 3:04 and 83. Now, Claude, I want to bring something up right here. You look at this front weight bracket. These boys actually put ice, so it kind of cool the diesel down. You notice that little all color in his front bracket right there. That is a compartment that has got ice.
Mr. Stone, how are you tonight, sir?
Hola, doing well.
What's on your hat?
Case IH.
Oh, that's a new hat.
Little Case IH swag I picked up.
I like that. So I opened up the show. I found some diesel truck pulling, I think from 2016 on YouTube from the, was it Masters Entertainment, the CBS stuff?
NBC, yeah.
NBC.
Yeah.
I found that on YouTube there. So wanted to share that on there because I know we're talking with Jason Wayman tonight with Megatron, and diesel trucks have kind of been disappeared with the Outlaws the last couple of years. So, I mean, when's the last time we've had an outlet like a 3-0 class for points? Do you remember?
It's been a couple seasons back. The attendance was kind of light. I think the last place I remember seeing them actually was at Wisner a couple of years back, or Rock Valley. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was there. Yep, I got that one.
And, you know, some of the heavy hitters were there, but it was still kind of a light showing. But, you know, it's that class itself has kind of thinned out over the past several years. And, you know, splitting them between, you know, 2 or 3 organizations gets pretty tough, you know, when you don't have that many to spread around. So hopefully, you know, we'll get some more build. I know there was another one just purchased in Iowa, up Shipshewana. Guy purchased one, a 3.0 truck. Hopefully we'll get a few more being built or being purchased and build that class back up again. Because I know once that diesel pickup craze started, man, it just exploded immediately. You know, and rules were all over the place at that time. And I don't know. I think the class thinned out whenever they really started spending some money on them. And but it did bring some different people to the pools we didn't normally see. Brought a different crowd in.
I think diesel trucks are an important part, Ron. It brings, because, you know, it's always just tractors and spark plugs. You know, I kind of what I heard for years, and I feel like diesel truck brought a whole different crowd in, almost a younger crowd.
Yep.
You and I've talked about this when we've announced together. Basically, you and I grew up, you know, the 4020, the 1066, and E21, whatever, on the farm. But a lot of these kids aren't growing up on farms anymore. But
right.
I live people, if you watch me live, I say this all the time. I live in a town of 5,000 people. And tonight, when I go home, Ron, I'll see at least 5 or 6 pickup trucks in town with a hood stack or trucks out the back. And, and the kids are going to get on it a little bit. But I think it draws in that thing. So You know, it really started with the 2.6 class. You know, and then they had that, what was that? It was a slotted cover Charger that was making just crazy horsepower. Then they outlawed that. So then there's different parts of the country, like in Wisconsin, where I live, the 3.0 trucks, there's not a lot of them in the state right now. We got 2.6 and we got 3.6. You know, you get out east, Ohio, Indiana, it's all super stocks and 3.0s. But I think in that, you know, that Missouri, Iowa, I think the 3.0 class has a chance. You know, when Ron and I say numbers fans, the 2.6, the 3.0, the 3.6, it's a Charger the size of the turbocharger. With the 3.0 class, you get into the duals on the back, the drop box, the reverser, the chassis, different things like that. So when they get to doing that, they don't break. Most, I shouldn't say they don't break. I've seen them break, but you know what I'm trying to say. So
yeah. I mean, there was so many different variations when the diesel pickups first came out, and everyone was kind of trying to figure out where they fit in, and getting the rules standardized was kind of tough initially, but they're pretty much, you know, standardized now. You still see some work stock classes here and there, that like a 2.5 Charger, and and some of those have actually, I know in Missouri, have moved up to basically a 2.6 Pro Street type class, if you will. So the rules are pretty much normalized. We just like to see a little more numbers, you know, build up here in the Midwest, like we had, you know, 20 years ago or 15 years ago, rather.
Okay. So Barton, I was showing that video. That was from 2015. Okay. Chris was in that, I'm pretty sure.
Was he in there? He was still probably running a Duramax at that point.
I could go back and go look, and I found 2 different videos from 2015. It was Claude Wood, Dave Bennett, and another name that were doing some announcing. So
yeah, I don't recall. Dan Valance
bringing a 3.0 truck from Texas here. The farm truck is mean SOB. Dan, I watched that truck do really well at Diesels and Dark Corners down in Liberty, Georgia. So
he's tough.
You know, Ron, I think if you can be consistent and keep the rules, keep everybody happy, and it's hard to keep everybody happy, but you know, from a promoter standpoint, it's a class you want to have.
Yes.
You know, if you can get the numbers, and you know how it goes when you're building a class up with an association, it takes a little bit of time. So
yeah, you know, we're at a point here where we've got, you know, enough 3.0s to run in this part of the country. But if there's another association running that same class, you know, it's tough to do that when you're going to split that class in half.
I feel like
it's no good for either promoter.
It's kind of like semi trucks with PPL and Grand National and TPA.
Yeah.
They try not to schedule them on top of each other, just because, I mean, there's only so many of them. You know what I mean? So,
right.
Dwayne Pfister says we'll be running my black Gen 1 Dodge also this year. So.
Oh, with Outlaws, Dwayne? I know he's set up to pull at Cowtown.
What class are you running the 3.0s at Cowtown, Ron?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, actually, I have a couple trucks coming out of Kentucky pulling in Cowtown.
You know, like I went out to Shides this past summer, Ron, and there probably were 50 3.0 trucks. I mean, there's qualifying, but that's Southern Indiana, not exactly outlaw country, but I know a lot of trucks come from all over on that. But you never know. You never know if you get it supported and get it going. Yeah, Dwayne says yes.
Good deal. Good. Welcome, Dwayne.
That's good stuff. So we got Dan with the farm truck. I know that's a mean one. I like Dan too because he brings it. And he'll be waving his Texas flag, big on that truck, and his Texas proud. I love it. So he always comes down to Nordheim, down to Meddian's little brush pull that I help with, Ron.
Yep.
In May every year. So
he won the Cowtown Showdown 2 years ago in 2020 with the farm truck.
Yeah, he won Diesels and Dark Corners 2 years ago as well.
Yeah,
so.
He's tough. He's going to put some miles on his hauler this year.
Yeah, he is.
And that points championship will be decided in Texas. We'll end the outlaw points in that 3.0 diesel pickup class in Lufkin, Texas in October.
How many hooks, Ron, have you put together for this first year, or kind of bringing it back?
The diesel pickup class, right now we are at 12
okay.
hooks.
That's a good start.
Yeah. Well, I take that back. 14.
Okay. 29 hooks for the 4.1 still?
Yep. 29. 29 for Pro Stock. 28 for Pro Stock 4x4. 31 for the 2-wheel drive class, 26 for the mod class. Yeah, we've got light limited pros 26, super farm 27, light super stock 26. A lot of hooks in some of these classes this year.
Yeah, I'll put the
and we just added a new poll as well. We just added Mercer, Missouri to the schedule.
Okay. I'm going to outlawpulling.com right now.
Mercer, Missouri will have pro stock tractors, limited pro stocks, and pro stock 4x4s. That'll be on July 27th. So that week, if it wasn't busy enough, just got a little busier. As we'll be in 2 locations that night. We'll be in Britt, Iowa, and Mercer, Missouri.
Okay.
The 28th will be in 3 locations: Bowling Green, Missouri, Sac City, Iowa, and Indianola, Iowa. 29th is Corydon, Iowa. 30th is Lamar's, Iowa, and Warrensburg, Missouri. So pretty busy week there, Wednesday through Saturday, that last week of July.
For those of you that want to see that tentative schedule I have on the screen right now, I just put the link in the comments. So I know Ron and the team have been working hard putting that together for everybody. So, Ravenna, Nebraska, that's what's kicking it off this year?
That's what's kicking it off. I mean, we're still talking potentially about another poll being that first weekend, but the way it goes right now, Ravenna.
And you put the 4-1s into Colorado too. I'm being kind of selfish right now. So
yeah, we did, I think.
The second and third, that's Labor Day weekend then?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yep. 4-1s are in there. Yeah, they want to go big. They want that poll to be huge. So we added some more classes there, and it's going to be a festival for sure.
A festival.
Festival of horsepower.
A festival of funness, I like to say. I'm worn out just listening to you, says Dave Nelson. So.
Yeah, there's a lot. That list is larger than last year.
Yep.
Hopefully fuel prices don't get downright stupid this summer. But yeah, it's going to be a busy summer. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, it is what it is.
And just a touch on Cowtown, the lists will come out tonight and tomorrow.
Okay.
Stage has been set, and we had a meeting last night. The entries were cut off last night, or this morning at midnight. I guess you could say it was today.
Okay.
So setting everything up. There will be a couple of changes as far as where a couple classes will hook.
Okay.
Just because we had larger numbers in some classes than we expected, and fewer than what we expected in a couple others. So we want to move things around a little bit. It's nothing negative in any class. Those that were expecting to have a pull-off or a finals will still have a pull-off or a finals. Some that weren't expecting to have a finals round will now have a finals round.
Okay.
For example, the light limited super stock class. We had so many entries in that class. It was just the right thing to do to give them a finals. So
sure.
We had 16 of them last year. There's 17 this year. So it was just the right thing to do.
Well, that's good.
And everyone that applied will be in.
Okay.
We're not cutting anyone from the schedule this year. So
I'm just going to let some videos play in the background, Ron, while we're chatting. So
sure.
I finally found all my Rock Valley video. We thought we lost it all. And then we found it on a Dropbox today on our computer. So that made me smile. So
we'll have Jason Wayman on tonight talking about the diesel pickup class. Jason runs the Megatron truck. Actually, he's a class sponsor with his business, No Wayman Diesel. He sponsored the Diesel 3.0 class for the Outlaws this season.
Good deal.
Yeah, Dan, I wish you had it back together for Cowtown too, but Dan's putting it back together the right way, I suppose. He's not going to get in a hurry and get that thing ready for a long outlaw season, starting in June and ending in October for that diesel pickup class.
Was Rock Valley the Super National Pull of the Year, Ron, last year, I feel like?
Oh, man. put me on the spot here. I do not remember.
Well, I don't mean to do that to you. Well, you know, we're just having fun anyway. So
Dave Nelson is watching. He can chime in here.
Ron, answer that question, Mr. Stone, please.
A little bit, I think, Ben. It's been talked about. It's not going to happen in 2022. It's, you know, a potential 2023 thing. There are a lot of those light limited supers out there. So time will tell, but yeah, it's definitely something that we can talk about in the off season. And if there's interest there, then, you know, why not? You know, if the pullers are there and they're committed, you know, that's the thing. We need pullers that are committed to running a point schedule, you know, so you can count on those pullers to show up for the promoters. You know, when we sell a class to a promoter, you know, they want to see tractors show up. And the way that you guarantee that is to have guys run a points race.
Right.
So you know they're going to come.
That's how you get them. That's how you get them. Are all the fair conventions kind of done now for you, Ron?
Fair conventions are done. You know, we're trying to tie up a few loose ends, and you know, that tentative schedule soon, I'm hoping, will be the official schedule. You still have some promoters calling, you know, potentially changing classes, you know, asking about different classes.
Yep.
You know, and where that's possible, we can do that, you know. A lot of times it doesn't make sense to do it if you're going to drag a class out that's not even out that weekend to a single hook. You know, we usually kind of try to talk them out of that because it's easier to bring pullers out that, you know, if they're coming out and going to hook at least twice in a weekend, you know, you're definitely going to get more. If there's a pull close to that same weekend where they're running that class, you know, it's a no-brainer to throw that class in because it definitely draws the pullers out.
Yeah. No, that's the biggest thing when you're putting the schedules together. You don't have to be in the same towns every night, Ron, but if we're going to go out on a Friday or Saturday, it's nice to know that we're going to be, if we move locations, we're no more than a couple hours from our, you know, from the hook on Saturday. So.
And we, you know, we draw pullers from, you know, South Dakota to South Texas. So,
yep.
You know, it's a lot of our pullers put a lot of miles on in the summer. And yeah, a lot of them like to know they're going to hook a couple times in a weekend before they drag the hauler, you know, halfway across the country. So.
Yep.
And that's understandable. I'd be the same way, honestly.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, that's one thing that still amazes me about pulling in general is you get one shot. You know, if you're drag racing, you know, you go run your time trials during the day, and
yep.
You know, you go through your bracket eliminations to a final. You know, if you're lucky enough, and pulling, you got, for the most part, you got one shot. You know,
so we need to, Ron. Honestly, we need to talk about this, but having a bracket kind of like they do with Street Outlaws, like a list, pick a class where you get 15 or 20 of us. That would be fun to film that. And with outlawpulling.tv, there's no reason we couldn't put something like this together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And, I think it's got a lot of potential. So a lot of potential for something like that. You know, honestly, it could be a diesel truck sort of a thing. I mean, that would be popular, you know, that everybody would be drawn to, you know what I mean? So
right. Jim Orman, yes and yes on both those cities, both those pulls.
So if I'm a 3-0 puller, Ron, and I'm not a member of the Outlaws, can I still come and day hook with you guys?
Can you what?
Can I come day hook, like pay a hook fee? If I'm not a member of the Outlaws?
Absolutely.
Okay. No, I don't know. And I mean, obviously I knew the answer to that, but you know, I was teeing it up for you, but that's something I want to make sure pullers do understand, that you can hook with different associations. And, you know, if you pull and if you're in a spot where the Outlaws are there and you want to come make a hook and you haven't pulled with the Outlaws before, you just, you know, make sure you meet the rules and show up and they'll check you and away we go. So.
Yep. And that one-time hook fee, you know, that's an insurance fee is what it is. You know, it's not to penalize anyone in any way or anything, or, you know, for you being an outsider or something. It's simply get you covered under our insurance, and you're basically a member for one day, you know, with that one-time hook fee. So we have to have that insurance. You never know.
Yes, sir. How's the weather where you are? You're in Kansas, right? That's where you live?
Absolutely beautiful. Yes. In eastern Kansas, not far from Kansas City. I'm 30 minutes from downtown.
Okay.
But yeah, it was in the 70s today. Just amazing. But the stink of it, I'm stuck behind my computer for most of the day. So
yeah, but you've been kind of kowtowing it, I'm guessing, a little bit. So
yeah, kowtowing and outlawing, and yeah, it's been really busy.
We've been pushing DeCoin hard. We're heading down there Thursday.
Okay.
DeCoin, Illinois, for that
Right,
Southern
right.
Illinois shootout. We were trying to get few more mini rods and a few more light supers to show up. Some of the light supers broke at Louisville and they couldn't make it. So
yeah.
But that's how it goes. I mean, you know,
we're running into that with Cowtown as well.
Probably
talking about some of the same pullers. So
I guarantee we are.
That tore some stuff up, and
I guarantee some of the pullers like me are still waiting for parts. So it's fun. So
absolutely, and that's one reason our numbers are down just a little bit as far as applications go. You know, in the past, the first 2 times we ran Cowtown, you know, we had to cut some like pro stock 4-wheel-drive pickups.
Yep.
Well, you know, I'm hearing from a lot of people that they're still waiting, you know, and have been waiting for a while on rods or whatever parts they need, you know. So,
yep.
Just raw materials and the supply chain is just not there. So, but yeah, every session we have is full at Cowtown. But everybody that applied got in, and we've moved things around to make it possible. So that's what I was speaking about on some changes on the schedule as far as classes and where they're at. So,
right. But I mean, you gotta adapt and overcome, Ron. You know that. So,
yeah. Well, Daly, he's one of them. He's one of them.
Yeah, I didn't want to say it, Daly. I like you guys.
Lauren's waiting on parts. I think he broke the block or something.
There's a window there.
Yeah.
Lauren has a sliding glass door in his block.
Yeah. Yeah. Not very good view. Not a very good view.
No, not the view that you want.
And then, the Terrys are in the same boat. They tore some things up and they're waiting on parts. So a couple of good unlimited light supers. Well, that's what we call them at the Outlaws.
Yep.
That won't be at Cowtown. So unfortunately, there's still a decent class of those tractors, decent as far as numbers. So, but yeah, we'll miss those 2 guys for sure. But Daly, you'll be there, right? You're signed up anyway. You ever notice where Daly goes? She's like a media darling wherever she goes. You notice that?
She does it well.
The
she
news cameras and everything just kind of gravitate towards Daly there. They did in Louisville as well. So,
yeah, her one live video of her starting the tractor. I don't know if I showed you. It's reached like 700,000 people on Facebook.
Crazy.
Let me show you the stats. It's awesome. On that one, I'm pretty proud of that one actually. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, it's like 40 in Wisconsin today. That was really nice. I was digging that, Ron.
40 and it felt warm?
Yep.
You know, it was like 32 here the other day and it actually felt warm.
Kind of fun. Let us know where you're watching from tonight, like what state and what the current temperature is at your place. That'd be neat. So my dad says, because I have a good looking dad in it.
What?
I really wanted to get some barbecue in KC. You can still come up, Dan. It's in a couple weeks.
Can you still see me?
What's that, bud?
Can you still see me on the camera?
Yeah, you look good. I mean, you look as good as you can look.
So. Yeah, that's true. Face for radio. I'm trying something here, and I didn't know if you'd still see me. So.
Okay, I don't know if you can see us, but so Daly's live video from Louisville is 803,000 minutes viewed.
Wow.
224,000 1-minute views, 617,000 3-second impressions. That's just awesome. Jeez. So, and I'll share that video while we're waiting for Mr. Wayman to come on.
Yeah, I'm looking to make sure I send him the link. I figured we'd have him on here by now.
So everybody, why is that in vertical like that? Because if you're watching this on your phone right now, that fills up your phone. If you're watching on the desktop like Ron and I are, it's not going to fill the whole screen. But if you're filming for TikTok or Instagram or Facebook, always film vertical. If you're filming for YouTube, go horizontal, because all the stats are that 98% of the people that go to Facebook and stuff like that are doing it on their mobile device. So that's why I filmed daily in a vertical position on here. So it looks goofy on the screen right now, but if you're watching this on your phone, it's going to fill it up. If you're watching on your PC like Ron and I are, it's going to be that. So just a little social media tip there for all of you. So we got a 49-degree. Is that your dad, Ron?
What's that?
Is that your dad?
Hang on.
Who's Ronald Stone?
Yeah, that would be my dad.
Okay, it's 49 degrees at his house.
That'd be in southern
64
Ohio.
in Texas. Jerry Mason, 76, Fort Myers, Florida. West Central Iowa, upper 60s today. Dusty Berry. Who's 4-1? Did he build a new one or did he buy somebody? Dusty, what do you got?
No, I'm not sure. But he's definitely new to the game here. He's coming out of Oklahoma. He's going to pull at Cowtown.
Yep, he had messaged me on Facebook. I gave him your number. James, 50 in Cedar Rapids, 36 in Jackson, Michigan, 60 today in Indiana. Pender, Nebraska, 54 degrees. It's just kind of fun to see where everybody's watching from. So this is the video of the 4-1s Friday night at Louisville, a couple Friday nights ago. What you do is they roll your tractor outside and then you start them up. Get your oil warm, get your motors warm, and then they haul you over to Freedom Hall. Then they haul you down into the ramp. So this is daily out there with Lauren, getting all tuned up. And I went live on the old Facebook, and it got quite a few views. So they bought Jeff Eberson's tractor. That thing is gorgeous, Dusty.
Oh, they bought Eberson? Oh, nice.
Yep. And it's mean too.
Yeah, it is. That tractor's pulled at Louisville.
Yep. 50 degrees in Slayton, Minnesota today. Good stuff. There's old Lauren. Being a proud papa.
All right, I'm going to jump off here for just a minute.
Yep, no problem.
I'll make sure I got that link to Jason.
Turn the sound on daily warming up. We can hear it. It'll sound better. Gary now. He's going to get warmed up. This is Gary Barrett, high stakes horsepower. There's Kyle Busch pretending he does something.
All the glory stuff. Oh yeah, Dad does all the work.
71 in Missouri today. That's sweet, Jeff. Tractors have been sitting inside broadbent, so they're a little cold-blooded. It's warm in there, but you roll them outside, it doesn't take too long for things to chill up. It was probably 45, 50 degrees maybe. About this time, about sunset when we did like this. Ron's reaching out to Jason Wayman right now to get him on the show. And the Outlaws are bringing back the 3.0 diesel trucks, and No Wayman Motorsports. No Wayman Diesel is the sponsor of that, so we wanted to give Jason some kudos tonight and have him on the show. So we had a lot of the diesel truck pullers already comment. We're actually live on the 4-wheel drive diesel truck pullers page that we run as well. So a lot of good stuff going on. And that there goes International Addiction getting pulled over to Freedom Hall. That's a tractor that broke the right rear tire that you've probably seen on the YouTube or the Facebook out there. Mr. Stone is back. So.
Yeah, we had a little production snafu there. The link hadn't been delivered to our guest, so I'll make sure I got that link to him.
It happens, Ron.
What I miss?
Nothing. Cody and Daly are going back and forth on Lauren maybe shedding a tear during his interview at Louisville.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah. If anybody has a picture, it's Cody Vanderholm. That's all I'm going to say. So, but he should. Him and his daughter both got a pull at Louisville. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, some of these dads get a little emotional like that. Some of these tough guys get a little emotional when they're, they're proud of their kids doing well, and all these young guns kicking butt.
How many young guns are we up to now? I saw an email floating around between you and Dave. 20-some?
Yeah, it was 20. Man, you're asking me for facts, and I'm just all out of them tonight.
Dude, you're an announcer. Just
26 is, let's go with 26.
Yep. There he is.
There he is, the man with the plan. Jason Wayman. What's happening, buddy?
Oh, just finishing up my day here at the shop.
Is that your home for the summer behind you there?
It's my home all the time. Oh yeah, the toter. Yeah, that's it's new for this year.
Wait a minute. The wife doesn't let you stay in the house anymore? Or?
Yeah, she lets me stay there from time to time.
Okay. Good deal. We got Jason Wayman on tonight. He's a 3.0 diesel pickup puller. He also owns a diesel shop in Missouri. What's your hometown, Jason?
Novinger,
Missouri. A shop called No Wayman Diesel.
Yes, sir.
There, so check him out online. I'm assuming that's your website, nowaymandiesel.com.
Yep. It's easier just to find me on Facebook.
Okay. Just Jason Wayman or
Jason Wayman or No Wayman Diesel on Facebook as well.
Okay. Well, people will be able to find you there. Jason and No Wayman Diesel has actually jumped on board with the Outlaws this season and sponsoring the limited pro stock diesel pickup class, or the 3.0 diesel pickup class. And we appreciate that, Jason. The pullers appreciate it. And we really want to come out and start out with a bang this year with the Outlaws and bring the 3.0 diesels back. And in doing that, we've got 14 hooks lined up this season. So not too shabby for this first season back. Jason, the Megatron Dodge, always a big hit with the kids. This is something to come out of your shop, Jason?
Yep, I'm on his Facebook page right now, just kind of flipping through that. So
yeah, that's one of the hot rods that left here a month or so ago. We put a built transmission in it. It's about 11 or 1,200 horse to the tires.
That's Kurt Van Diest. He didn't tell you, Ron?
No.
We're going to put an Outlaw logo on the door there, and he's going to race you to all the pulls.
Nice. So, Jason, tell us a little bit about your pulling career. When did you start, and how'd you start out? What truck and what class and such?
Well, the current truck that is Megatron right now, I bought it back in 2008 from our local dealership here. Just drove it as a daily driver. It was a manual, 6-speed, ran good. So a couple years went by, and I just kept modifying it, giving it a little bit more power here and there, and decided I kind of wanted to go to a truck pull and see what it had. So I built stops for the axle so I could have my hitch right at 26 inches, snubber for the pinion so it wouldn't come up on me, and took a jack along. And we went to our first pull. I believe it was over at Palmyra, Missouri. The young farmers put on a pull over there.
Okay. What year was that?
We pulled it over there and got it all ready. And it was our turn to hook, and we hooked it and we got first place.
Nice. That'll get you hooked for sure.
Yeah, ever since then, it's been go, go, go.
There's a good shout.
In the winter of 2011, that's when we decided to gut the cab and make it a full-fledged puller.
And it was a 2008 model truck?
It's a 2006.
2006. Okay.
Yep.
I know another guy that did that, bought a pickup in 2007 and ended up turning it into a puller pretty quickly. That was Jesse Knight.
Yep, sure did.
What year? This like an NH? Oh, that's Shide 2018, Jason. Okay. I just did a Google search for you. And that would have been That's a few.
That
Yeah, that's
photo right there would be from Indianapolis.
Dusty, if you have to join the Outlaws to run the points, message me offline. I'll put you in contact with Lori, and you can sign up to run points with the Outlaws.
Did Diesel Army do an interview with you, Jay?
Yes, sir. They did it at Scheid, I think it was 2018.
Oh, cool.
And that's also the same year that we ended up first place out there.
You picked a good time to nail it then.
Yeah, sure did. Yeah, we had first place that Friday night, and then came back Saturday night and got second place.
That's a cool write-up.
So that's probably one of my best accomplishments in my pulling career is to win the Scheid Diesel Extravaganza.
Awesome. Yeah, that's the diesel trucks that go there. It's insane. It's like Bowling Green for diesel trucks. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's usually 50 or 60 trucks in our class.
Yep.
Wow. Dan Valance is asking if you've got a P pump.
Common rail for life, Dan. No, we started out.
I have a feeling Dan knew that answer before he asked it, Ron. What would you like to bet on that? So.
So yeah, I know with the Western Series, Jason, you never won that title, did you? I think Jesse beat you out. You and Jesse used to go head to head pretty hardcore.
So Extremes, I can't get that title won. I've got second place, I think, 3 or 4 years.
I can remember you and Jesse battling it out pretty hardcore right to the end.
Yeah, one year Jesse got me by 2 points.
Oh. Yeah, I hope to see Jesse out this summer too. So talk about your business a little more. We want to highlight No Way Man Diesel.
All right. Well, I call it No Way Man Diesel. It takes people sometimes a little while to figure it out because my last name's Wayman. I just split it up and threw it out there. But we work on everything diesel pickup related. Oil changes, clear to full motor builds. It's all done right here.
Oh, is it all pickup related, or do you do?
Most of it's all pickup trucks. Okay. But then I have the customers that we need to work on their semis or their box trucks. There's a couple Volkswagen Jettas here. I'm waiting to come in.
Interesting. You're probably getting a lot of questions and calls about fuel mileage products now at this point.
Yes, all the time. Usually we get them fixed up and gain about 2 to 4 miles a gallon by the time we're done with it.
And I see you even work on the kids' vehicles too there, Jason?
Yeah, that's my top mechanic right there, Weston. He's 2 years old. He likes to be in here with me every second he can.
No child labor laws when it's your own kid.
Nice.
If anybody has any questions for Jason Wayman, No Way Man Diesel, please type them in the comments. Or if you want to talk a little smack, put it in the comments, and Ron and I'll be more than obliged. But we're super excited to have him sponsor the 3.0 diesel trucks with the Outlaws. It's been a class I feel like it's been missing on the Outlaw circuit, Jason. So I'm glad that you're helping bring it back again. So thank you for that. So.
Yeah, I see it as a good opportunity also to help promote my business.
Hell yeah.
I feel like we're growing and growing. There's currently 35 trucks outside waiting to come in. This spring, we're building on another about 50 by 100 more onto the shop. We're going to add 4 or 5 more lifts,
Nice.
hire some more guys so we can get some work done faster.
So you not only do performance mods, but you do custom mods as well?
Yes, yeah. Anything they ask for, if I feel comfortable doing it, we'll do it.
Okay, so I noticed the one pickup that was highlighted there. It had the lights underneath and the wheel wells and the custom wheels and such.
Mm-hmm. That one came like that.
Okay, looks like
he came to us. The truck was kind of already done up, looking like that. He just wanted some more power.
Okay.
So we gave him more power, and then he called me 3 days later, said the transmission went out.
Power finds weaknesses.
Yeah. So we had to take that transmission out, get it rebuilt, and so as far as I know, it's still going good.
That's actually a really cool picture there. Everybody working in the shop.
So we were talking, Jason and I were talking earlier, Jason Wayman and I were talking earlier about, some of the pullers that are coming to pull with the Outlaws this year. And we've got a pretty good group of guys. We got Texas Dan Valance, and of course, Jason's Megatron truck, and the Trailer Trends truck, Dalen Bell, and the Black Dodge or the Black Chevy out of St. Joe running the Cummins. Who else am I missing here, Jason? I'm trying to go off the top of my head here.
Sorry, I was lost in a different train of thought.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right. I do that all the time. But yeah, we got a good group of guys, and it's going to be a good year, I think, for this class with the Outlaws. So, and a lot of the promoters are looking at it too, and they're going to see what happens this year, and look to 2023. And if we have a great showing in 2022, there's going to be more promoters that are going to be inquiring about this class for sure.
Jason, do you work on a lot of pulling trucks as well?
I haven't. No, just mainly mine. I got a couple guys wanting to bring them here for me to work them over. They just haven't pulled the trigger and brought them yet.
Yep, understood.
Any rumors about, Jason, that you've heard about any new trucks being purchased or being built?
The only one I know that got purchased was up north of me a little ways. Cole Alley. He bought a second gen green Dodge, I believe it was named Grain Train. He purchased it from the pull out in Shipshawana. So that's another one we get to add to our league around here. Other ones being built, I can't think of any close ones around here besides him.
Okay. Well, Ryan Stahl, that's one I was trying to think of. He's the class rep for 2022 with a Duramax pickup. So yeah, it's going to be a good class of trucks. And, we were talking before you came on, Jason, about when the diesel pickups first, hit the scene in pulling there in all the early to mid 2000s, how the rules were kind of all over the place, and everybody was trying to find a home to fit their truck, into a certain class. And I can remember even being part of some of those rules committees that were going on in Missouri when we were trying to figure out, rules for and actually build some actual classes for these trucks. But what's your summation of what happened with all the guys that were involved in the diesel pickup class that have kind of backed off? It was, just purely a money deal in your opinion?
Money definitely has a big thing to do with it, but rules were just changing too much. And we would buy a turbo, and then the very next year, the turbo rule would change to where it could be bigger or it had to be smaller. The rules just started changing too much, and people, they don't like change. A lot of people don't. So I feel like that's probably why a lot of people step back and until things just smoothed out. Right now, the rules haven't changed, I think, for the last couple years. And I like where the rules are. Everything seems really fair. Everybody's on the same playing field. The inlet size of the turbo made the game really fair. It can only be so big and only so much air can come in there. So now you got to start working with your chassis to make your chassis do its job.
Yeah, it's great when the organizations can come together and run, like rules for a particular class. The guys can go hook with different organizations, and you hope when, the Outlaws and the PPL Western Series, when these groups run the same rules, you kind of hope that will filter down to the state organizations and the smaller organizations. So those guys can actually come pull with the Outlaws or, PPL Western whenever they have the time or ability to do so when their schedule fits it. So it's really nice to get the rules all uniform like they are now for the most part.
Yeah, I agree. The bigger associations, everybody's all in the same boat for all the rules. So everybody can jump ship. I can go out and pull in Ohio, and my rules match their rules. I don't have to change anything. I just got to be careful going to a couple southern states.
Oh, okay. You run into something different down in Georgia, or
more like Kentucky.
Okay. I think I remember something about that now. It's kind of coming.
Yep, a little something.
So Ryan Stahl is our class rep for 2022. You guys must trust that guy.
Yeah, he hasn't lied to me too many times, so he's a pretty trustworthy feller.
Just reading the song. I'm really surprised nobody's giving you a hard time on here. I'm in a group chat with Jason and several of the 3-0 pullers, and I think Brandon Holcomb is on there as well. And there's no shortage of ribbon and hard time being given to anybody in that group.
Yeah, they're all a bunch of characters, that's for sure.
That's why I'm kind of surprised there's not more comments on here.
Character's a nice way of saying, well, I'm not going to say it, but yeah, character. Like, you're special, right? You're special, Ron. That's what I tell Ron all the time. You're special.
Now, you've said even worse things than that to me.
Not on here. So.
No, just all the people in the stands at the Iowa State Fair.
Hey, the governor was there to see me, Ron.
Yeah. And everybody on Outlaw Pulling TV. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
So where does your future in pulling, what does it look like for Jason Wayman? I mean, will you ever move up to another class, or are you content with where you're at in the limited pro stock class?
I'm actually really content with where we're at right now. I can travel not too awful far, 3 hours usually at most, to hit a pull with the 3.0 trucks. If I would bump up a class, it requires a lot more traveling. I just like where we're at right now. I don't really see no need to bump up unless our class starts falling off, and we have to.
Ben Klott is chiming in here. Well, Kurt Van Beek chimed in as well, but Ben Klott saying you're pretty good at racing go-karts. Is that what you did that as a kid, or you still do that?
No, he's talking about just for fun. Whenever we can, we just go to random go-kart tracks if we're out somewhere. And yeah, I usually don't lose.
Kurt Van Beek said, good to have Diesel Pickups back on the schedule. And thanks to you, Jason, and No Way Man Diesel to help bring the class back to the Outlaws.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
Greg Lucetto. Got a couple of
Greg's with the Heartland group, right?
Yep, Greg's with the Heartland group. Head over to the Heartland group of the Outlaws. So we got a couple of 2.6 trucks out west. Any news coming out of that class? You heard any of those trucks being built or being purchased?
I have not heard nothing about any 2.6 trucks.
2.6. Just looking through the comments here. Sorry. Oh, Adam Wilson. You got to keep her in bounds, he said.
Yeah, we all know better than that, Adam. When there's no more place to stay in bounds, it's kind of hard.
What'd you say, Schultz?
Oh, no, Adam does Built Diesel Mafia, and he always covers the diesel trucks really well. So he knows all these guys and picks on them. I think it's good stuff. So, ooh, we just got a shout out. Light Supers versus the 3.0 diesel trucks on the go-kart track. So,
yeah.
I'm game. I'll even take the slowest cart.
That's good stuff. If anybody's one of these pictures, I'm just flipping through Jason's Facebook page right now of the No Way Man Diesel shop. So we always try to support our sponsors. So if any of you have any money you want to spend on your diesel pick-em-up truck, give Jason a call.
Dalen Bell had a comment too there. Put that up.
Asked to check his hitch height. Uh-oh. Are we talking smack now, or what do we got going on?
Yeah,
I knew it wouldn't be long.
Old Dalen tried to get my feathers ruffled up at Burlington Junction. Barkus was going around checking hitches and hitch heights, and he just said under his breath, he's like, "You better check the angle of Wayman's hitch." Then they pull the apps out on their phones with their angle finders on them, trying to check it out.
Yep, I've seen that before.
Since the ground's perfectly level up there, you can figure it out real easy.
Oh, for sure.
Jason Goody's saying he's going to have his back late summer for Warrensburg. Got a 3.0 truck.
Where was this picture taken at? That is not Missouri.
No, though. I took the family a couple Thanksgivings ago down to the beach, Gulf Shores.
Oh, nice.
Road trip, huh?
Yep. Yeah, it was a good time.
Nice. That'd be nice about right now. Little beach activity this time of year. Of course, it's 72 degrees here today. What are we looking at here, Jason?
I don't remember what truck that's out of.
Is that out of a daily driver or a pulling truck?
That looks like a daily driver.
Ouch.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we get to see plenty of those.
That one has a little blow by.
Little metal in the filter, I think, on that one.
Touch. Jason, if I was up,
go ahead.
One of the questions we get a lot is, hey, I want to get into diesel truck pulling. My first answer is, where do you live? Typically, then I try to, find them a class. What would you say to somebody that wants to get into diesel truck pulling? What would be some basics for them?
The basics is I would first contact some people that know the hobby, know the sport really well. Talk to them, get an idea of what you're going to be looking at money wise, what you need to start looking at to buy. If you want to start out in just the street stock class, or if you want to jump all in, go 2.6, 3.0, or even higher than that.
What are you talking about on budget to be competitive in your class right now? Your wife's probably watching, isn't she?
It's basically whatever you want to throw at it.
Good answer.
Yeah.
We'll say like a 2.6 class then, because you don't pull 2.6. So what would it take money-wise to be competitive in a 2.6 class to start out?
So I'd say to be competitive, top dog, I'd say 45 to 50 is probably what you're looking at to get one built.
Yeah, if you wanted to beat that Lane Aldrich guy on a regular basis, so it'd take about 50 grand to.
Doesn't he have like 7 or 8 of them hidden in the barn? So.
I'm not sure how many he has. All I hear is stories about how many he supposedly has, but I haven't seen him personally, so I'm not real sure.
Seemed like he was doing a lot of horse trading there for a while. There was a lot of trucks rolling through there,
But hey, if the wife lets him drive a couple pro stock tractors, it's gonna be tough to get back in a pulling truck.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. He married well. They're down in Key West right now. At least that's been popping up on my Snapchat, so that's been good. Looks like they're having fun. So.
Yeah, just married Saturday night. So
yep.
Erwin Reed, is he a puller?
He's a 2.6 puller.
2.6 puller, okay. Is he from up your way, Jason?
Yes, he is.
He's up north.
What's that?
Prairie du Chien, Wisconsin.
I keep saying Jason, and you both are named Jason, so it's really throwing me off here. I'm just going to call you by your last name here, Schultze and Wayman.
That's fine. We've been called worse, trust us. So
I've called you worse.
Yes, you have. Jason, we need to do a true, like at a Shides or a big event like that, and kind of do a shootout thing like they do on like the drag racing on Street Outlaws. That would be so cool to kind of rank them by how they are on the points, and then have you guys get together, and all that would be so fun to knock that out in a day. We got to really, if it's, like if a big event's a Friday, Saturday, if you didn't break your stuff already, we get together on Sunday and then have a film crew. It would just be so cool to pull something like that off. So I know we've all kind of talked about it, but
yeah,
I know you're usually up for some neat ideas. I liked how you've thrown extra money into purses and encourage people to come. And if you beat me, I'll give you $100 or whatever you did last year. I like that. That's fun. And that gets their goats a little bit and gets people to come.
But yeah, I try to do it as much as I can. I feel like it makes the competition think a little harder. And when they're out on the track, they're looking at the track better. They're actually checking the pressure in their tires because they want to take my money.
Yep.
So is the pulling truck in the shop there somewhere behind
It's
you?
not. It's in the trailer.
It's in the trailer. Okay.
Yeah, I plan on pulling it out probably later next week to start looking it over and cleaning it up. I haven't touched it since Shipshawana.
Okay. How'd you do at Shipshawana?
Well, I had some bad luck. I was first truck in the class, so I got it out there. Was making a great pass and got to the end and it snuffed out on me. Well, my truck never snuffs out, so I obviously turned it down and said I'd like to come back last. So I went and got it back inside, and I popped the transmission cover off and looked at my gears, and I was pretty sure I had my gears backwards. I was running a fast gear, real fast gear.
Oh.
So I asked a couple other pullers because I couldn't think, and nobody wanted to give away their secrets. But one nice guy, Adam Hellion, he pulls in our class. He has the wrecker. He told me, he's like, which gears where? And I told him, he said, yeah, you got him upside down. So I swapped the gears out, and then it was our turn to come back at the end of the class. So they picked me up, pulled me out there, and I hit the starter button, and all it does is just crank and crank and crank, and it would not start. Panic mode. I pop the hood. I look under the hood. No fuel leaks. Everything looks fine. It just wouldn't start. So I'm embarrassed. I say, get me outside. Get me out of here. So they put me outside of the trailer. Me and my helper, John, we popped the hood. We're looking it all over, and I turned the ignition switch on. And when I do that, the injectors are supposed to click, and they weren't clicking. So on my panel, there's 4 or 5 switches there, and above each switch is a fuse. So I pulled the fuse out for my ignition switch, and it was blown.
Wow.
That was it. A 50-cent fuse.
But it happens so fast, though, Jason. I mean,
You have your helmet on. You're in a full fire suit. You don't know what to do. You don't know what's wrong. It's loud. You can't hear if the injectors are clicking or not.
Yep.
Of course, you're always thinking bigger than what the problem actually was. I mean,
Yeah.
that's.
So I pulled the fuse out. I ran back inside and talked to Tucker, and he said what happened because he knew that I should have done fairly well. And I showed him the fuse, and he's like, "You got to be kidding me."
Mm-hmm.
So I asked him. I said, "Can I pull tomorrow? Bump up to the 3.6 class just so I can get some passes?" And he said, "Absolutely." So I bumped up and made 2 great passes the next day. Got some good data, so I'm happy with how the truck ran.
Good.
Okay. All right. Well, now you know.
Because I have extra fuses right there in that panel. I could have just switched it out, made the pass.
Yeah, that stinks. That stinks. Anybody have any more questions for Jason Wayman?
I've gone through them. I think I got everybody.
Okay.
It's good to see Kurt watching the show. That makes me smile because he's the boss.
He's keeping an eye on us, is what he's doing.
Pretty much. State troopers aren't here tonight, Ron, so somebody's got to watch us.
They were pretty close at the Iowa State Fair.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah. They knew you took that ankle bracelet off.
The governor came to the Iowa State Fair, and Ron and I were announcing it, Jason, and all of a sudden we looked down, there was like 8 state troopers underneath the announcer stand, and Ron looked at me and goes, "What did you do?" And I said, "I swear to God, I'm 45 now, I'm old and boring." And he goes, "Whatever." And that was our little joke all weekend long. But that was disturbing. I'm not like, what?
Yeah, they just kept. Well, who's this guy chiming in here?
Hi, fellas. How are y'all?
Hey, did you know that the time changed back in November?
Really?
Did
Yeah.
you
We
Josh,
fell
we just
back
booked
back in November, buddy.
I
Josh,
knew
we just booked
something
the
had been
3
going
diesel
on.
trucks in Chickasha, Oklahoma.
Do what?
We just booked the 3 diesel trucks in Chickasha, Oklahoma.
Right on.
Yep, we're putting them. Jason's heading down. See that toter behind him? It's a tandem.
Cool.
He can roll.
Ron, that check will be coming from Mr. Schultz there for that class for Chickasha. So,
well, hey, it all spins the same way.
as soon as you get that in, just go ahead and throw that onto my contract.
Well,
Jason, how are you, sir?
You're having a diesel pickup class. You're just having it out of Texas, the Texas pullers, right?
Yeah, I've got 5 trucks coming up out of Texas. They run slightly different rule package. They run a 2.6 with a map groove or a 3.0 smoothbore. So we're bringing them up this year. I booked them before we had reinvented, so to speak, the outlaw class of diesel trucks, and already had them committed. So go ahead and let them come up this year, and maybe next year we'll get the outlaw guys down here.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be a good one. That's a 2-night event now this year, so that'd be a good one to have as a goal for next year for the 3.0 diesel pickups. And how do you feel about hooks, Wayman? On we got 14 hooks for you. I mean, where's the class happy at as far as hooks go for a season?
Yeah, anywhere between 14, 17 hooks. That's pretty good. That's great numbers to start out with, especially with just throwing us in there this year.
On like your pickup, I mean, how many runs can you put on that truck before you want to tear it down and check things out?
As many as I can before it blows up. I change the engine oil every 6 pulls. Cut the filter open, make sure there's no debris in there, of course. And if it looks good, just keep on going. Just keep watching my dad and make sure the injectors are doing what they're supposed to do. And if they are, everything will keep on going.
You're running a 6.7 Cummins, I'm assuming.
Yep, 6.7 deck plate. The engine was built by Perkins Diesel down at Stratford, Missouri. So they blueprinted it all there, and then we just put it on the dyno cart and roll it into the room next door and dyno it right there.
Well, you mentioned the dyno. What it make?
Plenty.
Why do you always do that, Ron? Nobody's ever going to tell you the number. Ever.
Well, I'm trying to sneak up on them sometimes and see if they'll tell me.
Penny?
What kind of RPM are you turning?
This year we're going to be doing about 47 to 4,800 down the track.
Okay. So, yeah, I tried, Schultz. I try every week to get those numbers, and man, they're tight with those horsepower numbers.
No way, man. No way, man. That's what he wanted to say to you, Stone. So, no way, man.
I tried.
Yeah, it's
one of these weeks somebody will slip up and answer you.
Well, that's the goal, Josh, is to get them comfortable, and then they just they just let it slip out there. So
maybe if they had some remedy beer in their hand, I don't know.
We'll do our best. I'm going to give Wayman's before I give you any, Runyon. So.
That wouldn't surprise me. Maybe he can actually vouch for it.
I don't drink no alcohol. I don't have time for that.
I'll drink yours, Jason.
There we go.
You're just in luck, Jason, because I've never even seen this so-called beer.
Well, I think.
Well, it is real. I've actually drank it in Dubuque, Iowa last season. It's real. So, well, Jason, thanks for coming on tonight. Sorry, I forgot to send you that link. Oh, look at that.
Hey, you got your kid to color a picture for you.
It's real. Uh-oh. Schultz, you got to put that up there. Jeff May just chimed in.
Uh-oh. Now the secrets are being told.
Yeah. It's all about money now.
Throw us a figure up there, Jeff. You can't tease us. Put a figure out here.
Can you see that?
Runyon, you won't spend any of your money. You just want free beer all the time. So you're in for about 50 cents. So, and I just sponsored the 3.0 diesel trucks for Chickasha. So I'm down 4 or 5 grand, I'm guessing. So it's all good.
So Jeff May knows the numbers here.
Oh, he thinks he does.
He thinks he does? He
does.
Speculating?
There's only a couple people that know the numbers, and they're stuck in the dyno room.
Okay, so Jeff is speculating. He's kind of like an announcer. They speculate.
This toter home behind me. I bought it back in the end of October down in Florida. Flew down there, sight unseen. Looked like a good toter to me. Bought it and made it 4 hours into Georgia, and the motor locked up, and that was it.
Oh wow!
Are you serious?
Dead serious.
Oh.
So, I talked to the individual that sold it to me. It was a husband and wife, and they felt horrible. So he agreed he was going to write me a check back out to help for all the expenses and the engine and everything. Once my check cleared the bank, and I haven't heard from him since.
I have a few followers on social media, Jason. If you'd like to, we can help you out a little bit.
Yeah.
Actually, I get in trouble for that stuff now. You get nailed for harassment, and there's a way. I'm in Facebook jail more than I even want to admit to you fellers. So it's all good. So
yeah. So then I was stuck in Georgia for a whole night. Had to get another plane ride home and leave it down there for the last 3 months.
Wow.
I found a shop down there I was comfortable with. I found an engine. Just had them swap the engine out for me. Then me and a buddy flew down there. We got her back home 2 weeks ago.
How bad was it, Jason?
It broke the piston in half.
Okay. What did that do to the insides?
I haven't torn it apart.
Okay.
Well, Jason, it's hard to find a positive in a situation like that, but if you really want to look for a positive, be glad it was the motor in the truck and not the engine on the plane that locked up.
Yeah, that's definitely glass half full there.
Very true. Yeah. Very true.
Jason, are you live on your phone or on your computer?
No, this is on my phone.
Okay, so can we do like a cribs tour of your toter? Can you walk us through the toter?
Sure.
I'm actually gonna start this year, Ron. I'm gonna start touring like cribs, tractor pull edition. We're gonna start touring toters, and so No Wayman is gonna be our first one. So.
All right, here it is. Just purchased this 18-inch stainless bumper.
Nice.
Stainless grill, LED lights.
Pimp.
6 new Alcoas all around. Tried to polish it myself. I'm not much of a polisher, but it looks pretty good.
Looks nice.
Good enough for me. It measures 36 foot front to back. It's the longest thing I've ever drove in my life. Back here's the bed. I'm actually gonna make some ramps and have them kind of hinge right here on the back. And this bed's long enough I can drive my Jeep up on it if we're not pulling, and then hook the jet skis back here to the hitch.
Nice.
And take the family jet skiing and do whatever we want to do wherever we want to go.
Very nice.
Did it have the blue stripe on it when you bought it, Jay?
Yeah, blue stripe was already on it. It's painted just how I want it.
Was it a racer that had it or what?
No, actually a priest had 3 of these built down in Florida. Yeah, so they were hurricane relief semis. Okay. So this actual one right here was for the cook, and they had a 53-foot drop deck trailer with all the cooking supplies in it that they needed when they went to the hurricane reliefs, and that's what they're used for.
So you're saying a man of God took your money and your motor broke, Jason?
No. Another guy bought it from the priest.
Oh, okay. Because if it was a man of God, we gotta talk about that.
But yeah, we can go inside here.
Yeah.
Schultze, you'll go there. I didn't go there.
I'll go there.
All right, but yeah, it's got a stove, fridge, sink, the basics.
Nice.
Over here is my bed. It folds way down. It's basically a futon bed. This is a big slide out. Goes all the way out.
Cool.
8-foot ceilings. I'm not gonna hit my head in here. This folds down into a bed as well.
Yep.
And then back here would be. Here is the bathroom.
The office.
Nice. Yeah. The office. Shower. A shower tall enough that look at it.
I love it.
I don't have to duck.
I love it.
And I'm 6'5".
That is an issue with some RVs too.
That's nice.
I think it'll work out great for me and my family.
Awesome.
It's gonna be great.
Good looking rig for sure.
You can tell it's a 94 by looking at these old seats. They're all pink.
Those are pimp.
Yeah. But hey, they're comfy.
Exactly. That's what it's all about.
What is that? Velour? What is that?
What's that?
The material on those seats?
It's I don't know. It's what it is. It's
Get you
plush.
some shag carpet for the walls, man.
See, there it is. Cribs edition. Started with Jason Wayman.
Yeah.
We're gonna.
Yeah. So I had an 06 Freightliner single axle with just a sleeper on the back of it, and then I bumped up to this guy.
Yep. You'll like that a lot. And that's RV tagged, right? Motorhome.
It's not tagged. It's not tagged yet, but it will be.
Yeah, that's great. And then you just keep driving when you just wave at everybody at the scale. Just don't look. Just go straight. Just
That's
go straight.
That's what I did before, anyways.
Well, yeah, me too. It's all good.
If Kurt's still watching, Kurt, I'm going to take the Outlaw toter to No Wayman Diesel and have him pimp it out for us.
I say we go find that priest, Ron, and get you another one. So.
There's a few more floating around somewhere.
Yeah, they're floating.
We could revamp the old MTV show, call it Pimp My Holler.
Pimp My Holler. Pimp My Holler. That's fun. Well, Jason, we've taken an hour of your life that you'll never get back, but I enjoyed it, and that's all that matters. So.
That's all right. I appreciate it, guys. I'm glad I can help out and then be the sponsor for the 3.0 class. It really means a lot.
It means a lot that you're doing it. I mean, I hope that
it's a big step for my business, and it's a big step for the Outlaws. It's gonna be great having all these other pulls that we can go to, besides being stuck with a certain few.
Yeah, I love it.
We appreciate it, and in addition to your sponsorship and with No Wayman Diesel, I mean, you're bringing one of the top trucks in the country to pull the Outlaws this season, so we're looking forward to it.
All right, guys. Well, I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks, Jason. Have a good night.
Yep. You too.
That was a good interview, Ron Stone. I'm kind of proud of you tonight. I don't give you a lot of compliments normally.
I know, and it hurts. You don't realize it, but it hurts.
Oh, shoot. But no, that was neat. No, we're going to do a beer money cribs, and we go to polls. We're going to get 4 or 5 every time. So if you see us coming with the camera, we're coming inside. Okay. So
we have to have some good background music to that too. Like,
Ron, I get in trouble with all your music. Okay.
It's all licensed. It's all.
I know, but you tell me that, and I get YouTube violations and Facebook violations. I swear they got my name, just Beer Money Pulling Team, up on the board. And like, oh, he did something wrong today. Whack.
Yeah, so. It's all. I haven't had any problems with it on where I've posted, but for some reason on your site, they're out to get you. I think.
I know they are. YouTube.
You just have so many.
YouTube
so much
and Facebook
traffic.
love me.
Yeah.
Yep.
You're more in the spotlight there, so
depends upon only on Facebook. So, well, no, that was a fun interview. I'm really glad. Diesel trucks are a big part. You know what I mean? It's good stuff.
Absolutely.
So.
Definitely good to have him back this year.
The crowd needs that. They really do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's something they can really, really relate to. So.
Yeah, I mean, the smoke is a big thing at any show. And then to have it out of the pickup just puts it on a whole nother level with 90% of the people in the stands. Yeah, we've got the farmers and stuff that can relate to the tractors really well, but who hasn't had at some point a diesel pickup or, drooled over one on a dealership lot or something, It adds a whole new connection to the fans.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Connections are important. You can get that niche group of people that wouldn't normally come to a tractor pull to get them to come. That's what we're looking for, is to build our fan base.
I think that Jason's stepping up and putting his business out there to sponsor it. And, sponsorship is for a reason. You're trying to grow your brand, and that's a great way to grow your brand. And, a few people saw this tonight, so that's not going to hurt him at all either. So that's why we do this. It's all good.
And he's a good dude too. Good dude. Well, what else is new?
I'm just getting ready for DuQuoin and then Kansas City. So, that's the next 2. March is going to be really, really busy with us. So
tractor's going to be ready.
We're working on it. So,
just give you the 28 tractors in the limited pro stock class.
Okay.
Oh, is that all?
Yep, that's it.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to have some big numbers.
You want more? How about 37 in the 8500 light limit pro.
That's a couple.
We'll have 3 sessions of those and have a finals on Saturday night with them.
So it's Wednesday night, Thursday night, Friday night. What do you got for sessions?
6 sessions. Is that what you're asking?
Yeah. So Wednesday night, Thursday night,
Friday
day and night, Saturday day and night.
Yep.
Got it.
And I don't know, Ron, you may have covered this. You may have it up somewhere. Do you have a schedule made already of what session is going to pull when and who's going to pull in what session?
We covered this early for those who were on time. Just keep
it up, Mr. Stone. Keep it up.
Hey, Josh, don't feel bad. We're not going to pay you this week, just like last week and the week before.
Oh, man. Darn. That's what I was going to buy parts for the tractor with.
Yeah, we actually going to put that up tonight because we have a schedule up on the website, Josh, but we tweaked that a little bit last night because we have a lot more entries in some classes and a few less in some of the others.
Well, I know you just finished your registration, so I didn't know if you had the pullers broke up into their individual session yet or not. So
yep, all that's working on that tonight and tomorrow. So that all will be done before noon tomorrow. So
wonderful. Looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah, that's 2 of the bigger classes. 27 pro stock 4x4s, always a lot in that class. That's really the only one that's down on numbers a little bit as far as applications. I mean, we had close to 50 last year, but once again, we were talking earlier, Josh, about a lot of guys still waiting on parts. So,
I just want to say here real quick. I don't know if I'm the only one that's had this happen today or not. I know, Ron, you've been working on Cowtown. Jason, you've been messing with the coin and stuff. You guys have really been locked in on getting ready for these upcoming pulls. I was talking to Clint Medding on my way home from work, and we were talking about his in Texas, it's a hot farm. Outlawed to be a light limited pro. Talking about the pull coming up the 5th and 6th, I think it is, in De Leon, Texas, if he was going to take it up there. And I just had the biggest, so to speak, oh crap moment of like, man, it's March. This is happening. It's coming real quick. The seasons for all the associations are fixing to kick off. You know, we've got the winter pulls, but the regular seasons are going to be here before we know it.
Yeah, it happens fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll be here before you know it for sure. So,
we're 5 weeks from Texas starting their season. They're at De Leon. I've got 3 shows booked out with them before we even open the Outlaw season. So these associations are kicking off quick. It's coming, guys. Get ready.
When you say booked out with them, you're talking about announcing?
Yeah, announcing with them. Yeah, I've got be down at De Leon. I don't know if I'll be announcing down there or not, but I'll be there regardless. So that one counts. And then Whitey's Pool down in Columbus at the end of April. Clint's Pool there in May down at Nordheim. I mean, yeah, it's happening quick.
And of course, the season kicks off a little sooner down in Texas just because
the
weather permits,
Because it's south.
It's down there just a smidge. Are you coming down to Nordheim again, Jason?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Ron, you'll have to come down there one of these years.
I will.
It's a good little pool, man. A pool and barbecue cook-off, and they've got a dance on Saturday night.
Schultz could just pick me up on his way by.
I'm getting on an airplane this year, Ron, because that's a long-ass drive.
Do not hold your phone out the window of the airplane, Jason.
I don't think you can roll down those windows, Josh.
Yeah, I went to Columbus a bit 4 years ago now with Full Pull TV to cover that pull there for the Zycheks and Timmy down there, and that was a pretty good haul.
Yeah,
pretty good haul.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I was hoping to be on here from the get-go, but 4:30 this afternoon, I lost a water pump on one of my compressors and been a little busy with that. So,
gotcha. No worries.
I literally walked through the door about 5 minutes before I logged on.
I think you know us well enough, Josh. They're not really, Ron and I are never really short for words or things to say.
No.
Yep.
No, one of you's always got something to rattle about.
Yeah, we're never gonna be bored, if that's a nice way of saying. But Jason did a really nice job with his interview, and just really, we got to highlight our sponsors and take care of them, because that's what makes it all happen. And I'm pretty,
For sure.
I like his attitude. I like where his head is with this. Like, hey, take care of my fellow pullers, promote my business at the same time, and life is good. So
And while we're on here, I mean, we're talking about the sponsors, the promoters. If any of you are on here, haven't seen the email yet, later this month they're doing a deal with the promoters. I think Jason's got a hand in it. Dave Nelson's got a hand in it. Is it a Zoom deal, Jason?
Yeah, we're going to do a Zoom call with all the Outlaw promoters and fair boards, and just basically how to use social media to grow your grandstand attendance. Butts in the seats, fans in the stands, however Ron says it. Eyeballs, that kind of stuff. It's fun. So,
and that's something. It's a great program. I mean, the promoters sometimes will reach out to me for help, in creating an ad or a commercial or something, and I've always given them a hand with that, and sometimes they'll need a voiceover for a radio commercial or something. But this will be helpful to them, especially if they have somebody that can do that kind of thing, because there are a lot of events, and it would be hard for me to do all of them if they all asked me to do it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. Yep.
This social media deal, man. I mean, and I was one of the last ones on board with it. I still to this day don't have Twitter, Insta Talk or whatever it is, and Picagram, all that. I don't have none of that.
Picagram, huh?
But I mean, just last year with Chickasha, I, conduct my research in the best ways you can.
Yep.
Asking people how they heard of the show, what got a hold of them. And I done radio, I done print, and I done Facebook. And I spent a quarter on Facebook advertising that I did on anything else, and got 75% of the results from Facebook. So the social media is definitely where the future's heading.
Yeah, you can't just use social media, though. So if anybody thinks that's what we're saying, we're not. But it needs to become, if you have this much for radio and this much for print, you need to dedicate money towards social media now.
Yeah.
And
you have to use
a social budget.
Yeah,
every one of those
avenues. You have to use your print media, your handbills you put up in windows. You've got to do it.
Mm-hmm.
If you can afford TV, get radio. But social media is huge. You can't put everything in one bucket and expect that one to do everything for you. You got to spread it around. Because there's some people that that are pulling fans. They may still just read the newspaper. And you got some that have never picked up a newspaper and they're just on Facebook.
Josh, kudos to you for doing that. I mean, there's some polls I've been to in Iowa as well, where they have people, when you go to Best Buy, why do they ask your zip code? They want to know where you're coming from. And I've seen the same thing. I've seen a few polls where the people have a clipboard and they're just marking off towns and zip codes when they coming in, so they know where to market next year. And that's that promoter mindset that you truly need to have to go from here to here to here. How do you become a Rock Valley? Well, it's no accident, Rock Valley. You know what I mean? I mean, they're blessed with a gift of just a core group of people that are passionate about it. But trust me, they break it into sessions, and you're responsible for this, and you're responsible for that, and it's very, very important. And you need to have a team, a legitimate team, and everybody needs to stay in their lanes, and to make it happen.
I was talking to a couple this year at Chickasha that was from Central Arkansas. And first question I asked them when they told me where they're from, how'd you hear about us? What brought you over here for this? Thinking, a family member that lives here, maybe they used to live here and they keep up with the events. And that was Facebook. They seen it on Facebook, through beer money of all pages. And hey, it's a close enough one we can make it. And so they loaded up, and 4.5 hours later, they're sitting in a tractor pull in central Oklahoma. So,
and that's honestly the one thing when you get into the South, Josh, there's not a lot of pulls in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
We get at least a message a day. Like, when you guys come to Texas again, or when you come to Oklahoma or Arizona or Colorado, so we need to promote that more and more. And that's really, you guys saw our post this week. I hired a general manager, and I have 2 full-time people now. Mortgage is my life and pulling is my hobby. And they were starting to kind of blend together a little bit, and I can't let that happen. And so that's why I took a chance, and we're going to roll with this and see what we can do. So I'm quite excited. So we'll see. A lot of work to do, but it's going to be fun. So
yeah, I mean, you get to the South Texas and the West Texas, and Texas Truck and Tractor Pullers puts on a good program. They put on a good show.
Yep.
And they have a lot of pulls in that area. But you get Chickasha, Southern Kansas, North Texas, East Texas, Whitewright. From Whitewright East, I can't think of a single pull until you cross the Mississippi.
Right.
Well, I mean, there's a large area there that there is nothing going on. You can draw people in from, and maybe some of them will see us one day and decide, hey, I want to put a pull on here, and we can start branching into that area and take pull in that direction.
Yep.
But
no, Ron, I'm pumped for Kansas City, buddy. So
yeah, we are as well. It's I really think the crowds are going to show up in droves this year. I mean, we're competing with quite a bit this year.
That's what Ken was telling me. Isn't it like PBR and
PBR? They moved it to the same weekend. Of course, St. Patty's Day on Thursday. That Kansas City, there's St. Patty's Day parades and
all those John Deere people wearing green.
Exactly.
I've got it, Ron. We can tie it all together. Get a leprechaun riding a bull in the bed of a pulling truck. Tie it all together right there.
Most pulling trucks don't have bed floors, though. That'd be tough.
We could arrange a special one. And I've been to Kansas City. There's going to be enough people there drinking, especially on St. Patrick's. Somebody will try it if you let them.
Yeah,
that's the key.
Well, guys, we ready to call it a night, or we have more stuff to talk about here?
No, I think we've hit it all. I mean, comments have kind of quieted down.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, big thanks to Outlaw sponsors, especially Case IH. We got ecotuning.com and Nature's brand liquid fertilizer come on board this year. I'm sure I'll miss some here, but want to hit some of the sponsors tonight, like Schaefer Oil and Super Clean. And big thanks to all the sponsors that make it happen for the Outlaws. And going to be a great season. Like Josh said, it'll be here before you know it.
Yeah, it really will be. It really will be.
And hopefully everybody's got their parts by then. So.
We need to do a show on here, Ron, or maybe Jason, you do it on a Monday night of just a powwow, gang talk, whatever you want to call it, for the people that are watching that have thought about putting a pull on in their area.
Yep.
But have always thought, man, I can't pull that off. We need to get on here and just spend a little time talking about what it actually takes to do it. And I mean, anybody can promote a pull. I live in central Oklahoma, and I literally decided I was going to put Chickasha on with $1,000 in my hand, and went out, beat the pavement, got the sponsors, and it happened. Anybody can do it. It's a lot of work.
If you're willing to put in the work. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're willing to put in the time and the work. Yeah. So that's the key, and it takes a lot of people, come pull time, to make it happen.
Yes. A whole lot of people.
Yeah. I've promoted a lot of pulls, in Kansas in the past. And,
I learned more in the 4-hour span of 2 o'clock and 6 o'clock Saturday, than I probably did in 2 years of high school. Just as far as, I mean, I've got notebooks well, we need to do this, just things that we need to do different this year. And it's not saying we had a bad show. It's just the lessons you have to learn.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot to do. So, well, guys.
Yep. Let's wrap her up. I'm going to play this video for a few minutes if people want to stick around, and then we'll see you next Tuesday night, everybody. So,
yeah.
Questions. I'm trying to share a lot of pictures of our Outlaw family on the Facebook page, if you noticed. So if you have any pictures in your phone, please send them to us, and share those out there. They're a lot of fun. And Ron, Josh, thanks for all that you guys do, and we'll see you next week.
Yep.
See you guys.
Thanks everyone for tuning in.
Found me some videos.
Fred Moss.
On Diesel Superstock. Multiple turbos, even got multiple exhausts. Spin and grin, we got a show. Letting the motor do the work. Taking it down to the other end, running out of motor right there. Going to go in with a distance of 3:07 and 10.
A great start to today's action.
In the heart of the Midwest, there's a band of modern-day marauders. Mounted atop their beasts, they line up to throw down. They are Outlaws.
From Wisner, Nebraska, welcome to Thunder by the River and the Outlaw Truck and Tractor Pulling Series. Hello, everyone. I'm Claude Wood along with Dave Bennett and Rick Carlson. We'll be bringing you all the exciting action today. Right now, Rick Carlson is with our next competitor.
Pulling second, do you try and keep an eye and see what the first puller goes?
We try to keep an eye on the first tractor, and if we have to change any little weight or something, we can do that then.
Today, a lot of action coming your way. It's all tractors, and we'll be showing you the diesel super stock class, the light super stocks, and the limited pro stocks. We will not disappoint. And that will bring up Dennis Sykes. Now, his brother Dale used to drive. Dave, what are the rules for diesel superstock?
You're looking at 8,200 pounds. You can run a component, which is not a tractor rear end, but a semi-truck rear end, or you can run the old style tractor rear end. Multiple turbochargers. Got to be the diesel. The motor's got to match the sheet metal. As Dennis Sykes, the driver, Dennis and Dale work on this tractor together. Dennis starts us off at 3:26 and 38.
The comment I hear from you is, wow.
Yeah, nice ride. It was a good ride. It was a real good ride. We're happy. I'm very happy.
So you had a good ride. You took over the lead. All those things that we talked about back there, worked.
Paid off good time tonight. So we'll see how the rest of the class does. Hope I stay in first place, but I doubt it. There's a lot of good iron behind us there. A lot of good iron.
Yeah, I think so. Well, here's Roger Peterson. He's out of Litchfield, Minnesota. And, well, Davey calls it just another one.
Well, it's not just another one for a fact. It is big and green and main and powerful. Got some ground speed, spinning the tires. Kind of settles in there at the back end. You'd like to see those front tires off the ground a little bit longer. And he will take the lead with a great distance, 3:30.